Hi, I'm Kshitij Satija and this is my submission for XENO SDE Internship 2025. I built a mini CRM platform with customer and order ingestion, campaign delivery, and 4 AI-powered features out of the 6 features that were recommended to us. And I have used Gemini API instead of OpenAI API. Let's switch over to Postman to see other order and customer APIs in action and understand how the data flows. So, so when we hit the customer create API, the request actually publishes to RabbitMQ queue, which is a create queue, and it is picked up by a consumer that actually sends data to the database that we have, that is MongoDB that we're using over here. So here you can see that I'll just demonstrate another one for orders. For example, I'm creating an order. So I have customer ID 20. So let's go to customer ID 1 and add 1200 rupees and 50 paise amount. So when we hit this API, so the request goes again through a queue for insertion. It's an order queue that is being used over here. So the requests are queued and processed asynchronously by consumers while reads are directly through MongoDB. So if we try to list the campaigns that we have available, because demonstration of everything is not possible in this video. So what I'll do is I'll put everything in the document that I'm going to submit. So here we can see the past campaigns that we have had. So here we see the response time is comparatively faster as compared to adding data because data gets added to a queue and the queue then later on queue is later on picked up by a consumer that consumes the request that has been requested. So this mimics real world delivery where actually okay, so while we are the after creating a campaign, uh, hmm. So for example, I log in via OAuth. This is a dashboard that's visible to all the users that are using the website, and this is different for each user. So if I go to the campaign section and I try to create a campaign, so for example, my campaign is XENO SD Internship 2025. So now the message is hello, welcome to the SD internship assignment. So now what I'll do is I'll just use the AI feature that I have developed to format this message and give 3 options to choose from. So I'll be using this particular option. And for example, now I want to generate rules. So for that, either I can use the rule builder that we have over here. We can add rules, we can remove rules, or we can simply say, for example, customers that have spent more than 100 rupees. So when I use generate, it makes an API called the Gemini API, which actually sets the rules for us and brings back the rules. Now the rules are present that lifetime spend is more than 100 rupees. And if you want to preview the audience that's available for that particular rule, if we click on preview audience, we can see the audience size is 6. So now if we create an immediate one, we can see that the campaign gets queued. So it's currently pending. The tags are being processed. So you can see even in campaigns, items, the AI tags get generated once the request goes so that it's asynchronous and we are not actually stopping the whole process. And if you want to get an insight on this current campaign, what we can do is we can also refresh. See, 6 are sent. Now these tags are also available. This is another AI feature that was recommended to us. So you can see the insights are now available and there were no failures. And this is completely human readable. And if you also want to see how customers are added. So for example, if I want to add a customer here to the menu, I can add from here as well. Orders to that all is fine. Now let's switch to the architecture diagram because there's a time constraint. So now, as you can see, the front end makes a request to the API gateway. I've created one API gateway for everything that also has Google Auth built in. So, and also a way to proxy to different microservices. I have created 2 microservices, namely customer order service and campaign service. So what it does is, as per the API that has been hit. So for example, over here we saw in Postman that this particular API was campaigns while we were creating a campaign. So now when we have an API that is being hit by campaign microservice to the has been sent to the campaign microservice, it adds the campaign create request to the campaign queues. There are four queues available in the campaign uh, microservice. So namely campaign created, campaign process, campaign delivery, campaign receipts. So what it does is it adds the data to the queue. The queue is then picked up by a single consumer that has four servers. So currently I'm using the one trade-off of my current system is that I wanted to create lightweight service workers for the consumers, but that was not possible while deploying on a platform like Render. So what I did was I wrapped the consumer inside an Express server that was able to run on Render for free. And for that, I'm using the health API endpoint so that all the requests are always active because render turns them down. So same way it happens for the customer and order queues as well. There are three queues each: one for creation, one for updation, one for deletion. There's a single database that is for customer and order data. There's a single database that is for campaign and campaign. Oh, there's an error. I'll just fix this. So for that, even though it is almost impossible to sum up such a big project in just 7 minutes, which I was unable to do, as you can see, but I'll still give you four pointers that I think you should focus on while reviewing this project. So I have used event-driven architecture that has a scalable design because I'm using multiple microservices. I'm using secure APIs with Google OAuth. I'm using realistic delivery simulation. I'm using four practical AI features that were asked, and also I feel that they are actually helpful to the user. Thank you.